I'm finally out. Hello, everyone. And as you can hear, I am definitely out of jail. That took a little while to deal with. We are listening to Wild West there. And why am I getting an echo? What the hell is causing that? Hold on, guys. Mike, I unmuted you, but for some reason I got an echo coming from it. Hello, everyone. Oh, figured it out. There it is. So, okay, I fixed the problem. I'm tired. Yeah.
You sound terrible.
I know I sound terrible. I'm using my headphone mic because I want to lay down in my bed.
It sounds like there's like ants running back and forth across the mic. It's terrible.
That terrible? Is it? Do I might have to switch. You're gonna make me get up out of my bed that I'm enjoying here to go over to the computer and get on the snowball, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm afraid so, Bunny.
Okay. But the fun little banter, the tech guy.
Ask the audience if the audio quality is as bad as what I'm hearing.
Okay. Well,
hey guys. Oh, hi, Desert Sentinel. Hey, what's up?
Okay, guys. Does my mic sound terrible? Do I need to get out of the bed and go to the computer?
Hello, I've been here. Yes, you need to get out of bed. Yes.
Sounds fine to me on YouTube. People are saying it's fine to them. I think you might have a problem. But I will switch over to the snowball.
Sure, Desert Sentinel. I'm willing to talk about whatever you want. Just hit me up through my YouTube channel. I'm responding to chats right now until you get your working, Bunny.
How does it sound now?
Keep talking.
Is it much better now that I'm talking on the snowball now? Sitting in front of the mic? Talking to you?
No, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Then it's you. Because my guys are enjoying it just fine.
It sounds like you're underwater. Ask the audience, are they experiencing the same thing I am?
Nope, just you.
Okay, right
so
on.
It's all you, man, this time around. I'm not sure what's causing it. Anyway, I am out of jail. That was quite the exhausting experience, that is for sure. And quite the interesting kinds of stuff that was coming from the police officers' mouths there. I'm not sure how much of you guys actually heard all that or caught all of the arrest. But I have to say, I just now, like about 20 minutes ago, sat down and watched the footage after they put me in the cop car, and it was interesting how they were trying to mess with the cell phone. What do you think, Mike?
I can barely hear you. I think you said something about it's interesting and a cell phone.
Okay, exit the Hangouts, come back in.
Okay.
Mike, what are we gonna do with you? But anyway, do tell. What is there to tell? Well, I think some of the stuff that you couldn't see with the City Hall School Administrative Building / library. Well, yes, it turns out that was a City Hall building that I was at. It was a mixture of 3 things. Of course, they were trying to break into the cell, delete the footage. Well, there's no footage on the cell phone. So, that's the funny part. If they try to get into it, there's no footage on it. It's already uploaded to the internet. They can't delete what was already broadcast to the internet. We gotta get all Twitch IRL streamers to film the police. Oh, that would be hilarious, actually. That is for sure. Hey, everyone, everybody that's tuning in. But, yes, we were, how should I put it? That place was like 3 government buildings in one shot kind of thing. I didn't realize it until I went up to that upper level. And the school building and all that stuff. Can you hear me now, Mike? It sounds like you're back. Is it sounding okay?
No, I'm trying something different with my internet. Just keep talking.
Okay. Because I sort of I did have an issue with Hangouts earlier when I was making phone calls, so that could be an issue. And who did just subscribe? Was that on my channel or was that yours? Okay, that was Dark Side again on my channel. Thank you for the subscribe. And thank you everybody that's done the follow on the Twitch. I'm still working. I'm still like, I think 19, I mean not 19. I think I'm 11 short on getting that 50 mark on Twitch. But as is, they were not happy. Yes, I am safe. And no, I didn't have to worry about the soap issue because it was only one shower head in the shower room, so. But I am out, I am safe. I am waiting on a public defender to get a hold of me. We're going to deal with this quite an interesting way, but here's the great part. No, I didn't even have a chance. There wasn't, it wasn't really that crowded. Last night, well, not yet last night, yesterday afternoon, after they hauled me in, well, they said, I'm arrested for trespass. Thank you for the follow. Tifta, I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. As I'm sitting there, I'm trying to put all the words together here in my head. But I'm sitting here, waiting, and they come in, okay, it is, you're arrested for trespass. It's $300, the bond out for this. I was like, sure, I have the money for it. Luckily, I just got paid, and all that stuff, and I had just enough money. I just paid rent yesterday. I handed out the check and all that stuff. I'm like, I can squeak this by. I still have some bills, but I have some money to move around to fix that. And so I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay. So, $300. I'm like, okay, yeah, they'll allow me to charge it to my debit card. So, they charged to my debit card. And, once they charged the debit card, they hand me some paperwork, I fill that out. And they're like, okay, we're going to work on getting you bonded out here soon. You just wait. Well, as I'm sitting there waiting, and a good portion of the time I'm sort of just standing by the door listening to stuff that's going on because sitting down for a long period of time hurts my back. Charges are not dropped. The charges are still valid. In fact, actually, I'll read them off to you guys here in a few minutes. And thank you for the follow, One-Eyed Fox 13, which I'm pretty sure is One-Eyed Fox from YouTube. But, how should I put it? As I'm waiting there, the lieutenant that is manning the desk for the intake there at the prison gets a phone call. And he specifically states, yeah, he can hear me. And I'm sitting here wondering, is he talking about me? Because there's no one in the cell next to me, the holding cell next to me, and the other room next on my other side is a visitor's room. And so I'm like, okay. So he's got to be talking about me. So he's shutting the door. He's sitting there talking on the phone for a few minutes. Gets off the phone, comes up to my little holding pad room there, and goes, okay, they're adding some new charges. They'll be over here with more court paperwork here in a little bit. And I'm just sitting here, I'm like, really? So they decided to slap some more charges on me right before I get out for bonding out on the trespass charging. Well, obviously, you guys probably deduced that I was charged with 2 charges, disorderly conduct and trespass. And which one cost the most? Disorderly conduct, $1,500, on top of the $300 I paid, which I had no way in hell I would have that money. And so, pretty much, I sent out the word to some people I know, and they got in contact with Mike Bluehair and Felipe Hemming there, and made sure messages got across and all that stuff. It turns out you guys were actually working really hard to the bone on the call flood and actually networking and getting all that stuff going. And thank you all for all that stuff. The call flood, how should I put it? It was a good thing and a bad thing. I have to say this much. It might suck on the short term, but it might have exposed more on the long term. with what's going on over at Springfield, because it seems to me that BD Resistance, I was so disorderly. Talk about it. It's fucking nuts. That they decided to come at me with that second charge because they said something about that. It's like, well, one of the things that they said, and I'm pretty sure you guys remember I sat there and said, how is filming in public disorderly conduct? And they couldn't answer that. I called Franklin Azim. I called as soon as they started the cuffs. I was polite. I told her I needed to speak with the watch commander right away. She asked why. I told her unlawful arrest is going on. She went on defensive. Yeah, there's quite a bit going on, and I just I've been informed. I've been hearing about a lot of bad stuff about Springfield PD this past 6 months, and we sort of got a taste of it when Robert West and Oregon Cop Watcher were down here, and we when they went and filmed it, and I did that backup stream for them, where I was the backup camera guy, and we got to see something wasn't quite right. And sure enough, it didn't take much for me to really set him off. You got anything to add, Mike? Did you get your technical issues figured out?
No, I've started the Google Hangout on air over and over again. I've stopped using my Wi-Fi. I've closed down every window in the back or any other program. I'm only the only thing that's open is the Google Hangouts dashboard. Okay,
hold on. Okay, which switch over? I'm gonna end this.
Maybe Discord.
Yeah. Get on Discord. Get on Discord. I'm already in there. So
yeah, send me a link, please, because it's really bad, man. It's terrible. I sent you some. I sent you just now 2 9 and 10 second video clips of the audio, just so you could listen to it later and see the hell that I'm in right now.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Hold on. I'm messing.
So send me a link to the Discord thing, and I'll just click on that. Okay, brother?
Yep, I am doing that right now. Okay, and there. It's sent. You can hop off and get in there.
All right, brother.
Poor Mike. Poor Mike. I was just trying to keep it simple, but hopefully he can put this stuff together and get in here. So give him a few minutes there. Let me talk with chat as we wait. Let's see, Mike, let's see. For Cadence, that's hilarious. Let's see, of course they were trying to break this out. Okay, yeah, I already read that one. But I need a Discord invite. A Discord? Okay, here's the... If there are those of you who are watching on YouTube, in the description, there is a link to Discord. You can get in that way. Also, if you are on Twitch, in the link in the description area below the video, if you scroll down, there's a link to Discord. You can click on that. Over on Mixer, it's the same thing. Periscope, you're just sort of fucked. I can't really do anything with Periscope. Can I pop in your Discord? Yeah, you guys can pop into the Discord. Get set up, get into the public voice chat. Maybe we'll have some conversations, okay? Well, it depends on how much energy I got going left in me, because I haven't had much sleep in the past in the past 24 hours. I did get some, but not much. And thank you. Jack Miller, why did they say you were filming a school? That is the $1 million question. And that I cannot speak more on, but there is definitely something going on with that question of yours and that comment they said. That is the $1 million question that is probably going to play a very big role in the next 2 weeks. Let us wait and see what they say. Because I am curious at what they're talking about of me filming a school when the only thing there was a school administrative building, a city hall, and a public library mixed into one giant facility. I'm not sure how they work out all that Bell stuff. I'm scratching my head on how all that crap works too. And do I have Mike Blue here on my? I think I do have him as a friends list. Oh, you should be able to get in here. If not, I'm gonna message him the other one here real fast. If that doesn't work, I'll have to. Hold on, guys. gonna make sure he's... Oh, wait, he might be lost, and he might have forgot where his Discord's at on his computer. So, there was a school across the street from the post office. That's what they told me when Now, here's the thing. There is a school nearby that post office, but I didn't go to that school. I did walk around the corner of the post office and went down the other way, if you guys notice. People wanted to donate, review that. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Even with the children aren't around, use them as... The thing is if I'm filming in public, even if I'm record kids on the street or in a school or at a playground, it's not illegal. That's the thing. Who cares? Google Oregon Bell, 4 states don't use bondsmen, and Oregon is one. That is true. I actually learned that the hard way. I think Mike told me several months back, and I forgot. And I thought there was bell bondsmen too. Also, for when I was in there, I was like, "Oh crap, that doesn't work." My Discord disappears sometimes. So you might have to reset. Yeah, that might be. I'm not sure exactly. Hopefully, Mike can figure it out. You can probably just click on the link and get in. Spring build. Hold on. I think that was a YouTube. So let me look at the YouTube comments for that. Yeah, that was probably YouTube. Where's my live dashboard here? I miss you guys got the chat going so fast. I saw a really good comment. Boy, this is going streaming. Let's see. Real Genie Discord, play extra diet. Okay, maybe this is just catching up here. Recording. Okay, Springfield PD Facebook page went from 4.5 to 2.7. Before they removed the rating, they also hate the First Amendment and deleted all negative. Oh boy. Okay, seriously. If they're deleting negative comments, screenshot them, email those screenshots to me, please. At BBI Outreach. BBI Outreach at gmail.com. Referring to how fun BBI, someone said they had... how to donate? Okay. If you want to provide immediate benefit, use the Streamlabs link, and you can like do a sort of a super chat message with that in a way. You could donate that way, and that will actually go straight to my PayPal. In which case that can help me get another camera going and all that stuff, and get another cell phone going for live streaming. Because I'm not, how should I put it, completely out of the game. They have pretty much all my camera equipment and all my cell phones, I think. I have been able to locate my my old iPhone, so I think they got that. And yeah, get me that information. If you guys do any future posting or whatever, screenshot the evidence, send it to me, because I'm in a position where I can do something because they're right next door to me. So, and that's pretty much on that part. And I don't really know much is going on. I had just literally, I was released around 3:30 or something like that. No, correction. I was released around 2:30. I didn't get back to my place until about just before 4. I've been making phone calls, letting people know I'm out, I'm all right, and all that stuff. And I talked with Mike Blue Hair. I'm like, hey.
Easy lol respect.
Thank you for the $2 super chat, John Snow. But the thing is, I haven't had much time. I've maybe watched the ending footage twice and know about the the other guy that got arrested today, who's out again. I don't think he understands the burden of proof for disorderly conduct on the first degree. Well, BB, what is your... Oh, what is my name on Discord? It is Bunny Boots Inc. And my number is... what is it again? Let me stretch out this. It is... Go figure. I can't see it. My hashtag is like 8806. That's what it was. 8806. Oh, there. So, there we go on that. So... Oh, thank you, One Eye Fox, on getting all signed up on everything. So yeah, I'm also noticing people commenting on the Discord there. Trespassing first, then added disorderly conduct when they found out. Yeah, that's pretty much how it was. Hold on, guys. I think Mike Blue Hair couldn't figure it out. Yes. Mike, can you hear me? Am I sounding just fine? Mike, you there?
Yeah, I open up Discord and all I see is a bunch of fucking words and little fucking icons, and I have no idea what the fuck it means.
Yes. Okay, stay on this then. Because I was actually just going to say do this because I'm pretty sure you still haven't figured out Discord, and I was going to have to beat you with a wrench until you learned it.
Okay. I don't care. I'm about to just throw my computer out on the patio and jump up and down on it.
Zoolander it?
Yeah, man.
Uh,
So, is my live broadcast to YouTube terminated now?
why would it be terminated?
I don't know. We switched to Discord. I don't understand any of this shit.
No. I use streaming software to send it to your YouTube channel, just like I send it to my channel.
Okay.
It just captures. We just use it as a method of being able to verbally communicate with each other.
You know, it's a lot easier for you because you have this giant screen to look at, but when I try to have Windows open on my tiny little laptop, I can't see jack nor shit.
That's why you need to go jam it into your TV.
When Google Hangouts doesn't work and it sounds like you're underwater, why?
No. You plug your laptop into the TV and then you have a much bigger screen. You can do that. You should have like an HDMI port on it. So.
I have a wireless thing that I do it with through my Apple TV.
Because you're doing it wrong. That's why.
Well, how about this? I'm going to get you in a car, kidnap you. We're going to put a black bag over your head. And Bob's going to show up some morning, and we're going to drag you to my house, and we're going to get you to set up my shit for me over here. That's what's going to happen.
That is very doable. You know, I need to do some filming up in
And
Portland,
I might feed you if you're lucky.
But anyway, let me go ahead. Let me. Dang it! I didn't grab all the right paperwork.
So now that I can hear, we can start the show. Let me say hi to people on the interweb.
Go ahead, say hi to them. They're talking. They're chatting.
Hey guys, I'm going to open that Google Hangout on Air window again, and check out your comments and whatnot. Sorry about the technical issues, but I'm about as technically inclined as a monkey with a screwdriver trying to make sweet, sweet love to a football.
Eloquently putting it.
But yeah, so I have a few questions for you, Bunny.
Be sure your ROI always includes a backup plan.
Hold on. I need to fix something real fast because we're getting doubled up on the Streamlabs. Okay, there we go. I fixed that. Okay, go ahead. Continue. Okay, so continue with the questions. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, just making sure. All right, so yeah, go ahead and start asking your questions here. And
Well, now it's really fun. My Facebook conversation I'm having with you now is making it hard for me to understand what you're saying. And that's great.
I think something's going on with the internet. Maybe our connection's getting jammed. Do we need to get the
I don't know
tinfoil
what
out?
it is.
Oh, okay, yeah, because my guys, everybody on the stream itself should be hearing it just fine. So, and you're talking to me just fine. You're the only one that's just not hearing me.
Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't get it. But anywho, yeah, I'm able to see what's going on right now. Hey, somebody tossed some money at you. That's cool. I see the little holla holla dollar bill thing. That's fancy.
Oh yeah, it's pop up. There's another one coming in too, from Joshua Hines. Man, I am so tired.
Lettuce Banner is
Oh
a
yeah,
member of this
you know, one of the things that they
community
did, you know, Desert Sentinel
Everyone
talking.
sub to
And
a
one of the things
look
that
out
the
for
cop
each
tried to
other.
do
The
when you were
bunny
live streaming,
is
Bunny, that I
free.
found, you know,
Beep
disingenuous
hard.
and just shameless manipulation. The cop walked up and said that you were filming children.
Yeah, that is the strange thing. That's the $100 question. Where I
Like,
mean,
implying you're some kind of pervert.
yeah. Well, the thing is I think there's maybe only been one kid that might have showed up, and that was in a baby carriage, a carrier, when a lady walked by me on the sidewalk. Besides that, I never saw any kids. I at all around that thing. I wasn't around the school. I was around a school administrative building. So where and obviously that's not a school. So where did the kids come from?
I'm just gonna go out on a limb here, but at one point in your video, in the live stream, I heard you say something to the effect of, "Now I'm being followed." What did this person look like that was following you?
Okay, did you guys? I'm pretty sure on the live stream you might have saw the guy that came out, walked up to me through the double doors of the school administrative building.
Nope, you were filming this guy.
Okay, well, this guy who worked in the school administrative building saw me filming when I first walked up there.
Yeah.
And he's the one that confronted me. Well, not confronted per se. Came out and asked me some questions. I gave him the silent treatment. He walked off. It was that guy who got on the phone, was making phone calls, and was sort of keeping an eye on me as I was moving around the building. Well, the facility, the really large facility. Derek Rives. Hold on. I gotta get over to Mike's channel there, and I'll post a link. So, but go ahead and ask me another question, Mike, there while I do this and have all this fun here.
Well, if you had to guesstimate the dollar value of your equipment that was seized, now I asked you in your post jail interview that's already up on my channel. It's like 12 minutes and 18 seconds long if people want to check it out.
Another question.
But we did a rough guesstimate as to the dollar value of all the stuff that was taken from you, and the police did not furnish you with a property receipt or an itemized property receipt of things that were seized, correct?
Correct. I have not received that. And
dollar value in a brief breakdown of what was taken.
Okay, so I am out probably about $1,200 to $1,500 in equipment. I'm too tired to really tally all up the values of stuff because I'm gonna have to look some of it up anyway. But I am my GoPro Hero 4 was in that bag, that is for sure. I had in hand my 360 Fly, that 360 camera, my camcorder, the batteries for those. For the camcorder and the GoPro. I am missing my solar chargers. I think the iPhone 3GS that I kept for a backup, which I accidentally forgot that was in the backpack. I'm pretty sure because I haven't been able to find it since I got back. It was probably in there, and it's probably with them. And my giant big-ass battery backup that I plug my cell phone into. Oh, and my cell phone. Yes, my my fun, fancy-dancy cat phone that has the thermal camera in it is now in their custody.
Wait, you have a thermal camera?
Yes, there's a thermal camera built into the smartphone.
Cool.
I take pictures with it all the time. You can get some pretty cool pictures with thermal cameras, and then also I use it to figure out if the snow is going to stick on the ground or whatnot during the wintertime around here. But yeah, that's so that's pretty much what's all missing. Though I sort of get a chuckle because I still have the docking port for the 360 camera, so they can't get the footage off of it. Not without them zeroing it out and deleting the
I'm
evidence.
supposed to thank somebody for a super chat because I'm seeing this little cloud raining money. Is that what happens when somebody hits a super chat?
Yes, that's what happens. I wasn't paying attention, so I don't know if that was was it on your screen or?
It was on my screen on YouTube.
Okay. They might have done it to you. I have no idea if they.
Oh well.
I'm half out of it, so I'm not really paying too well attention here. As I said, I am tired. I didn't get much sleep. I slept for probably about 2 hours on the cold concrete floor waiting in the cell there to see if
Well, yeah, here's my questions. Like, how were you treated? Okay, after they put the cuffs on you, describe your ride to jail. Describe what they fed you. Tell me, were they mean to you? Were they rude? Like, these are the things I want to know.
Were they rude?
Yeah.
No, not directly. Were they rude? Probably indirectly. Yes, I'm pretty sure with the bullshit last minute. Okay, he bailed out. We're gonna throw on an extra $1,500 charge on you to bond out with, that you probably don't have the cash for, with that disorderly conduct
What wasn't
charge.
that precious?
Huh? What was that, Mike?
Oh, I was just talking to Uncle Bob off the air. I was leaning over talking to him. Hey, so what did they feed you, and how many meals did you get in that like nearly 24-hour period?
I got 3 meals. I got dinner, lunch, and breakfast. Well, breakfast and lunch.
Tell Uncle Mike all about it. What did it consist of?
Peanut butter. Well, it gave me the dinner thing was 2 packets of bread, which is 2 slices in each package. 2 packages of peanut butter, 2 packages of jelly. I think it was apple jelly, and what was it? A brownie and some Gatorade kind of mixed stuff to mix with water.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, oh hell, that stuff does not sit well on the stomach. I don't know why. But I sat there and I ate probably about 2/3 of that peanut butter jelly sandwich, and I could no longer eat anymore. I'm sitting there downing water, and like I'm trying to force it into my stomach, but it just was making me sick to my stomach. I don't know why. I like peanut butter jelly sandwiches, but for some reason that just made it just made me sick to my stomach. And then what was it? And then the brownie was sort of like a mushy brownie. It was like watery. How should I put it? Actually, it was more like not really a brownie.
Was it wrapped in cellophane and like condensing basically?
Pretty much. Well, it was in a it's sort of like a Twinkie packaging. And it was without the cardboard.
Mm.
But yeah, it was a very pudding kind of brownie.
Appetizing.
Yeah, I ate like half of that. At least the only thing that was decent out of that one that I actually didn't have a problem drinking, consuming, would be the energy drink mix, the mix with water.
So you didn't get a pillow or a blanket, just a concrete room?
Well, I was in the holding cell. I was in the holding cell till late at night, kind of thing, because I was holding out for a possibility of getting bonded out. Because I got word that everybody was already in the process of doing that with the last phone call I managed to make out. So I was like, I'm going to hold out, see what happens. Because I have some strange luck when it comes to stupid stuff. Like, when it came to yesterday, when I was going out, I was joking with my roommate, I might get arrested. And I was already making sort of preparations kind of thing. Because I just paid him, I handed him the check for the rent and all that stuff. And so I was like, in case something happens, I was writing some phone numbers down on my arm, and I'm just like, I never know. And then I was texting back and forth with a relative of mine. I was like, yeah, I'm going out and all that stuff, and I'll text you back when I get done filming and all that stuff. As sort of like as a testing, if I don't respond by the end of the day, kind of thing, something happened. Well, sure enough, something happened. I ended up getting arrested. And I mean, a good portion of the systems that I had in place about me being arrested, the word getting out about me getting arrested, worked fairly effective. I would say, in my opinion, just not in the ways.
The last thing out of your mouth was make the phone calls.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like pretty much make the phone calls. Which, in a way, I mean, here's the thing: when it comes to call flooding, it's a double-edged sword.
Felipe Hemming had 6 feet of shit to wade through when he tried to get some information about you because so many people called and dressed down the sheriff's department.
Yeah, but here's the thing: even if I didn't say it, do you think the call flood still would have happened?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't think me saying make the calls was a major deciding factor in that. It just probably made it more intense. especially when I said light them up. I think I said light them up. Did I say light them up? I can't remember.
You said make the phone calls.
Okay, make the phone calls. Okay, yeah. So as I said, I'm in a tired state of mind, so I'm trying to remember everything off of
So funny.
Yeah.
Just because both of us are kind of discombobulated and I'm pissed off at the tech, why don't we just play your post-jail interview that I conducted with you over the phone? Why can't we just play that through the live stream and let people hear that?
Because my audio sounds horrible on your recording. That's why.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Okay.
You were complaining about my mic earlier. I'm going to complain about your recording this time. So.
Well, I also did a lovely production. It's like a 5-minute, 23-second thing. Coward Sheriff Demands More Power that I'd like to play through the live stream. Can I send you a link to that?
Yeah, sure. I can go ahead and arrange for that.
This is more of the revelations of Sheriff Scott Israel when he's screaming about how he wants to be able to have the power to Baker Act people. And it's come out in the media now that there's 4 deputies that cowered outside and allowed, this is shaping up, this Florida school shooting, people, it's shaping up to look like the largest failure of law enforcement in modern history. 17 deaths because none of the cops would go in and try to help. I mean, the FBI failed. Now it's looking like there's been as many as 30 calls for service about this kid by the Broward County Sheriff's Department. And after doing deep digging into this, the Broward County Sheriff's Department were trying to, what it looks like they were trying to fudge their crime numbers, their statistics, to say that crime was down, so that crime with minors, they were underreporting them. So the whole time this kid was going to high school there, so that's what it is. This is the Broward County Sheriff's Department, and specifically, Sheriff Israel just trying to keep his crime numbers down so he can get reelected. And
before we hop on that, I want to also, I promised them I would go over the paperwork real fast of the charges.
Of course.
Real fast, before we get too carried away here on hopping off. And I also got a few people in the Discord that want to probably get pulled in and have a conversation with us. So
that's fine. Yeah.
So don't worry, Matt. We'll get to it.
Yeah, I sent that link of the video I want to play through the stream.
And, yep, I just got it. So okay.
Cool.
So the first charge of the night, of the afternoon yesterday, and I'm gonna go ahead and just read this from the top of the start here. The above-named defendant is accused by this complaint of violation of Springfield Municipal Code 5.104 and ORS 164.245, entitled Criminal Trespass 2. Committed as follows: that on or about, to wit, the first day of March 2018, at or near 199 8th Street / A Street, within corporate city limits of Springfield, Lane County, Oregon, then and there being, the said defendant did unlawfully and knowingly enter on the premises located at 199 8th Street, against the peace and dignity of the city and contrary to statute and case made and provided for, dated March 2nd, 2018, and a few signatures. I'm not going to list them off because I think that those are just actually the judges signing off on it. So,
against the peace and dignity of the good people of the city of Springfield. Sounds like you're like public enemy #1. That's hilarious.
Yeah, and I plan on, I'm gonna figure out how to scan these properly and put this on there. So, now the second charge. This one's gonna get good. Yeah, and you're gonna love this one, Mike. The above-named defendant is accused by this complainant of violation of Springfield Municipal Code 5.104 and ORS 166.025 1A, entitled Title of Crime, Disorderly Conduct 2. Committed as follows: that on or about, to wit, the first day of March 2018, at or near 199 8th Street / A Street, within the corporate limits of the city of Springfield, Lane County, Oregon, then and there being, the said defendant did unlawfully and intentionally Create a risk of public inconvenience, annoyance, and alarm by engaging in fighting or violent, not comma, yeah, comma, sorry, tumultuous and threatening behavior against the peace and dignity of the city and contrary to the statute in case made and provided for, dated March 2nd, 2008.
Wait. So all that from silently walking around with a video camera. That's amazing.
I'll read it again for you. Create a risk of public inconvenience, annoyance, and alarm by engaging in fighting or violent, comma, tumultuous, and threatening behavior.
Wow, that there is no jury with more than a room temperature IQ that's going to tolerate being drug out of their workplaces and out of their lives and be paid like $10 or $15 a day to sit and listen to that bullshit. Like, see, if the police drag you and try to actually take that bullshit to a jury trial, you imagine you're on a jury. I think you get $15 a day in Oregon. Yeah, $15 a day, so you have to quit your job for every day you're there. So you're out of wages and you're inconvenienced and you're sitting there in court and you're listening to cops try to explain and the DA try to explain that Bunny Boots walked around with a camera, not speaking to anybody, and they supposedly engaged in violent, tumultuous, violent behavior that caused public alarm. It's ridiculous. No jury with more than a 15 IQ is going to go for that. That's just ridiculous. It's laughable, is what it is.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. How many times a day does someone whip out their phone? Well, how many times a year does someone whip out their phone and take a picture of something that interests them on the public street and get other people maybe captured in that photo? They sit there and take a selfie. I can say this much. The demographic from the age of 16 to 25 for sure as hell whips out their phone to take pictures and videos of almost every damn thing out there.
Oh, sure.
I'm just an older version of that by about 5 years.
Right. It's total bullshit. The camera constantly surveilling everything around it, and every person's social media is constantly just clicking away, taking selfies, taking video clips, playing Pokemon Go. Like, I guess Pokemon Go, actually, I hear that when I'm out patrolling, doing my Film the Police patrols. Yeah. I hear that on the scanner all the time. They get a call for service, like a security guard will be calling somebody, and then later they were like, oh, code 4, which is clear. They were just playing Pokemon. I hear that all the time because people are constantly walking around and finding these little geolocations and pulling out their devices, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. That cop was butthurt because you didn't ID in the very beginning.
Oh, no. No. Here's the deal. He was butthurt because I ignored him and tried to walk away. I tried to walk away.
He didn't say you were detained. He just said, hey, and you just kept walking, which is casual conversation. But also, he made this comment towards the end of the video. When you watch it again, he's all, this is what happens when, you try to play hardball or, play it that way or whatever. He inferred that he was butthurt because you didn't ID,
Yeah, well, the thing is when the other officer there also would refuse to when I asked the question, how does filming in public count as disorderly conduct? He sat there and said, I'm not going to answer that question because you're not answering mine.
Right.
No, I don't think he had an answer in the first place.
He's not going to answer that question because he's an intellectual coward and he knows he has no answer.
Yeah, and is Mike that quiet to you guys? Hold on, I'm turning up the volume here. I'm cranking it up. Okay, I doubled it on mine. Give me a sec. I'm adjusting it on Mike's here. Well, on that stream. Okay, so he should be louder. Mike, say some things and see if you blow out.
I'm saying some things. Could you hear me when I answered? I said that he refused to answer your question, Bunny, for the simple reason that he's an intellectual coward and he knows he has no logical retort.
Yeah, I could hear you just fine. It's for some reason the audience was having a problem, so
Okay.
I turned up the desktop
Great.
volume thing. So
Yeah, I mean, there is no, by any refutation of the facts, there's no way that they're going to be able to prove in court beyond reasonable doubt that walking around and not speaking to people with cameras in your hand is disorderly conduct. There's no jury that's going to believe that. You know, it boggles the mind that their arrogance and hubris that they think that they're going to get away with that. It's just really dumb.
yeah, and it's quite interesting how
They should hire dogs. They should hire dogs to walk around city buildings and growl at people that look like they're you know, going to start trouble. That would be a more intelligent response than what this cop did to you.
Well, what's even funnier is the fact that the building that the one I started filming in that complex, the first one, literally has a sign in the door that says, "We are warning security cameras."
Oh, sure, but see, the state has a psychological or the psychology of the state, the psychology of these people. They believe that they have a right to surveil us. And they have a total information awareness about everything that we do, but we as a citizen can't. And that's the whole mentality. You're up to something. You're casing the place to commit terrorist activity if you're using a camera. But if they want to put a camera everywhere and surveil everything from your ATM to your bank to the street outside to your red light cameras to your mass transit, to everywhere. They put a camera everywhere except in the toilet. You know, after I get done with this little rant, I'm going to go and open my bathroom door and look and see if there's one in there. But like, you know, but Bunny Boots can't do it, or he's up to something. He's causing public alarm and engaging in violent, tumultuous activity. You know, that's a threat to the dignity of the good people of Springfield, Oregon. No, these cops are an affront to the intelligence of the good people of Springfield, Oregon. Seriously, they really should hire dogs to walk around public buildings and growl at people if they look like they're going to be up to something. That is more intelligent than these cops when they encountered you.
Yeah, as is, it's just, how should I put it? I heard these guys, the Springfield PD were bad. I went there with the intention of exercising civil rights and testing to see how everything went out. Sure enough, they failed the test. In a very bad way. I mean, they could have failed it worse, thank goodness they didn't. But yeah, they failed it in a horrible way.
I mean, they could have beat you, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I could have been beaten. Like, that would have been really bad. Of course, they could fail it worse if all my stuff disappears. If my equipment comes back missing or further damage, because oh yeah, I don't know if it was heard. They mentioned I dropped my camera. I did not drop my camera. I was forced to let go of the camera because I couldn't hold on to it with the way they had my hand wrenched.
I think I remember hearing in the video. I only watched it once in your live stream, but I think the cop said drop your camera.
I don't think so. All I just know.
I'll listen again tonight.
I'll listen to it tomorrow after I get some sleep. How about that? This way I have a clearer head on that.
Yeah, speaking of that, I mean, I think I'm tired of, I'm growing weary of keeping you awake and pestering you, so I want to end the show soon. And
yeah, let's go ahead and play that clip, and then that you sent me.
Yeah, let's play the video.
And then hold on, let me double check. I got one person that's in the voice chat. We'll pull him in and ask, go through a few more questions on him.
Okay, right, I'm perfect.
Okay, let me get over here to the messenger, and we'll copy this because I was waiting on this. I also was buying time so I could set up the make sure the setup was proper on OBS and slops. Okay, so okay, cool little clip here. Oh, and before I forget to plug it, as I'm turning this on, you guys will see the song that we were listening to. Wait, why did that not work? Hold on, guys. But window capture did not work right. Here we go. Okay. That works. Okay, that works. We were listening to Ross Burdigan, The Wild West for the intro. I enjoyed it. It's cheesy, yes, but I am in the Wild West. Mike hates it. He wanted more techno acts. So, but I was sort of the main subject this time. We'll play more techno acts next time. But
yeah, just so you know, Bunny,
yeah.
Desert Sentinel in my chat window says, I heard drop the camera. So
Okay.
I think, so that's 2 people now that have heard in the video the cop telling you to drop the camera.
Yeah, so if it's damaged, oh yeah, that's on them, so.
Yep.
And they did hit a drop my 360 camera in the gel, so that's probably damaged too. Oh, and I'm gonna give you the audio on this so you can hear it too.
Perfect.
As I said, I'm the sheriff. My name's on the door.
Not for very much longer. This is the look on the face of a man who knows he won't be elected sheriff again. This is Sheriff Scott Israel of Broward County, Florida. Does he look familiar to you? Well, he should. He's the guy that's been on the news almost every night for the past 2 weeks, screaming about how we need to give up our self-defense rights
Can't hear
in favor of leaving our fate in the hands of the authorities, or the police.
Bunny?
Sheriff
Okay,
Israel's
I'm sorry, then
fix-all
it's not
to
going
defend
through.
our children in the gun-free
yeah.
zones known as schools is to manipulate
That's
something
okay, you
called
just
the
asked
Baker Act.
answer their
The
question.
Baker Act allows law enforcement to put people in mental institutions if it's proven that they're a danger to themselves or
No, I'm playing your video, man. You're not hearing your own video?
Don't need to, just play it for them.
Okay.
others.
But now that
Sheriff
I'm talking
Israel-
over it, they can't even hear it.
I paused it when I asked you questions, so. But I'm okay. I'm gonna hit the play again. So, hush, shh, shh.
Here of Coward County, Florida, wants to manipulate the Baker Act to as follows. He wants law enforcement and other government officials to have the power to go through social media, and if they find things they don't like, they're going to be able to commit people to psychiatric care facilities, put them on meds, and disappear them down the memory hole of history. And to further add insult to injury, Sheriff Israel has made multiple statements absolving himself from any responsibility for the cowardly actions by one of his deputies, the school resource officer who refused to go in and try and help defend those children's lives. In light of the fact that it's come out that four Broward County Sheriff's deputies cowered behind cars and allowed this madman to kill these children, I don't think law enforcement is in a position to do anything other than to beg the forgiveness of the people that they were sworn to protect. This cop's political head needs to be on a platter, and those other 4 deputies under him in his charge that he's responsible for need to be fired. Let's imagine if these cops were firemen. Say the school was burning, and they set up and brought their fire truck, and they had the hoses out and everything, and they said, "Oh, but you know it's dangerous in the school. I think we're gonna cower behind the cars and the trucks and the fire engines until some of the flames die down and we get some backup." Here's the thing, Sheriff Israel, you are an intellectual coward and afraid to face responsibility.
Yo, feedback. You're echoing it in, so I'm hitting play again.
Your refusal to accept responsibility for the officers under your charge is despicable, and it makes me sick to my stomach.
The people responsible are the ones who took the calls and didn't follow up on them, as it was with the FBI, as it was with any person. Leaders are responsible for the agency, but leaders are not responsible for a person. I gave him a gun, I gave him a badge, I gave him the training. If he didn't have the heart to go in, that's not my responsibility.
What in the actual did he just say?
Okay, I'm gonna pause this here, Mike. I just heard that statement that he just made about how he's not responsible for that guy.
Yeah. And what's your reaction?
I really, really want to take a Kevlar helmet and slap him across the face. Because guess what? Even in the military we're taught, yeah, if our guy fucks up below us, we're getting shit on too. We're responsible for their fuck up. If you're an NCO or let's say you're a higher ranking soldier that's in charge of another soldier, and that soldier fucks up, you fucked up too. That's how it is. You did something in most cases that caused that issue to happen. Whether it be the bad training or whatever. And the thing is, he can't absolve himself of that because that guy fucked up. No, he's part of the reason why that guy fucked up. Because I am pretty sure that there was some sort of policy I keep hearing about every now and then that stated that those officers shouldn't be going into the school unless they have body cameras on them and turned on. And that might have been, oh, well, there's a justifiable excuse not to go in there. I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, when all the dust settles and when we have all the news reports, CNN reported that when other law enforcement agencies arrived on the scene from other towns, there were four Broward County sheriff's deputies hiding while this madman is murdering these children. Okay, this is going to be the most egregious failure of law enforcement of modern law enforcement history. 17 dead because of inaction, and the corporate media, like, they're releasing the information, but they're not putting anywhere near as much emphasis on the fact that this is a massive law enforcement failure. They want to blame the gun. There's millions and millions and millions of gun owners in America, law-abiding citizens that wouldn't sit around, with their thumbs in their collective rectums and watch as 17 children get murdered. That's the kind of stuff that cops do. And people don't do that kind of stuff.
And here's the thing. And here's my other comment. If I'm a soldier, or if I ever had the chance to put a badge on my thing, and I had a school shooting situation like that is, I would be damned as hell to sit there in cover and let that gunman or attacker to go unload on the kids. I would be getting my ass in there as soon as possible. Because guess what? As a soldier, you're supposed to be protecting the innocents. In fact, we've had soldiers get in trouble in the Middle East for doing that exact same thing, protecting innocent people. And it just upsets me the most. It's like, okay, there's a school shooting. I understand. It's a volatile situation. But you know what? At least the officer at Fort Hood who got shot and injured took down the guy that was shooting up soldiers.
Yeah.
That's the courage it takes to stop that. If you're an officer, you're supposed to have the courage to go out and do that. You're putting your life in front of other people's in order to protect them. That is the job you're being paid to do. And it's paid fairly well compared to many other professions out there.
I totally wholeheartedly agree with you, Bunny Boots. And Desert Sentinel just raised a very good point. The Texas church shooter was stopped. A concealed carry guy, a fella shot the guy that was killing the people in the church, and then the police show up and shoot him.
Well, that's the thing is that's the one that happened, I think, last month. Recently there was the shooting. I know. And there was one last year.
There was one last year where the police didn't shoot him. He just stopped.
Didn't shoot him. Yeah, but but that person that exchanged gunfire with that church shooting, I was injured in that shootout with the shooter kind of thing. But nonetheless, that person, those people that sit there and attempt to put their lives at risk as non-officers, standard civilians, deserve the kudos too. Because they're putting their lives before everyone else's in order to stop a dangerous person.
Another piece of information for you, Bunny. A couple years back, I think it was like 3 years ago, there was a shopping mall shooting. Where was that mall at, Bob? Yeah, Clackamas Town Center here near Portland. Okay?
Yeah.
This guy went in and he started shooting up the place with a rifle. And I forgot the fellow's name, but a guy with a concealed carry permit aims his weapon at him. And the guy in the interview, the man that aimed the weapon at the Clackamas Town shooter maniac, said he made eye contact with him.
And then he stopped shooting people.
He
and
stopped
then
shooting, stepped behind the pillar, and shot himself in the face, in the head.
Yep.
So just after seeing somebody that's willing to put up armed resistance, this guy decided to turn the gun on himself. But that story was buried in the corporate media, and you have to dig to find it.
Well, the main reason I know about it is because it was at the front page of Reddit. Thank goodness. Now, I mean, Reddit is notorious for censorship of a lot of stuff, but sometimes you can get the reasonable news stories that, I mean, are good updates.
Yeah, and they wailed and screamed, and they had the gnashing of the teeth and all the memorials of the hundreds and hundreds of people in public squares holding candles, and you talk about how evil gun violence is. But what they didn't overly report ad nauseum was the fact that the man shot himself after just seeing someone aim a weapon. And the man being interviewed, I'm so sorry, dear listeners, that I can't remember the guy's name. But in the interview, the reason why he said he didn't shoot at the rifle-wielding madman is because there were people in the backdrop. So he determined. He said, "I'm aiming and I'm indexing, and I noticed that there's people in the backdrop, and I decided not to fire." If that is not an example of a level-headed person, engaging a potential, this rifle-wielding madman and not shooting, because what all these liberals like to scream about is like, oh, if you just add more people to the mix with guns, and they'll just be shooting everywhere, and there'll be even more killings. Like, so disturbing the way these brainwashed morons think.
Well, anyway, let's go ahead and continue the last 2 minutes here, or minute.
Let's hear that again.
The people responsible are the ones who took the calls and didn't follow up on them, as it was with the FBI, as it was with any person. Leaders are responsible for the agency, but leaders are not responsible for a person. I gave him a gun, I gave him a badge, I gave him the training. If he didn't have the heart to go in, that's not my responsibility.
Okay, Sheriff Israel, if leaders are not responsible for the actions of their subordinates and they're only in charge of the agency they represent, how about they replace all the sheriffs in the country with a kiosk, kind of like Redbox? You can walk in there and punch the little buttons and get the policing service that you desire. You are arguing with your excuse making for yourself not to exist, you contemptible wretch of a human being. I hope the good people of Broward County, Florida see you for what you are. That is a squealy little contemptible pig that should not be in charge of the actions of other people whom have the legal authority to use lethal force. Okay, you should not be in charge of a bunch of dog catchers, let alone a militarized police force. Thanks for watching, people. If you're watching this on Facebook or Steemit or my Twitty, Facey, Insty, Bookiegram, share my stuff because I'm his own.
Okay, your plug-in stuff. We're at it. But, yeah, pretty much my comment still stands on that. Let's see here. Go ahead and hide that. Back to our fun little thing going on there. Well, shall we go ahead and pull the I pull this one person in from the public hangout thing and have them talk to us?
Sure, that'd be great.
Well, talk to me because you're not in here, so, and you can't figure out Discord yet. We're gonna use that. We're gonna take that wrench and beat it into you. Don't worry, Mike. It'll happen. Anyway, hello, Thor Godnar. Can you hear me?
Hey, what's up? Yes, I can, brother. What's up?
Oh, nothing much. I saw you in the voice chat. I was wondering if you wanted to ask us some questions or whatnot.
Absolutely. You guys are awesome.
Well, ask away.
Well, I mean, one of the initial questions I had, and I watched your arrest, and I'm huge. I've been following you guys for quite a while. One of the questions I had was, and I asked it in the chat too. Were you mistreated at all by the jailers, and did they have kind of a deference to you based on what you do?
Well, I didn't really explain too much to the Jellers, but after I mentioned, because they kept asking about my knee and all that stuff, I told them I was tore up. I got tore up in the military. They pretty much they decided to give me a decent leeway kind of thing. They're like, okay, he's not going to be causing any kinds of problems, especially because I kept a fairly calm demeanor during the entire time I was there, which is not an easy thing to do. Your body is stressed out as hell when you're going through all that. You're wanting to scream and all that stuff. And it was a very difficult thing, especially because I'm suffering my pain meds. By the time I was in the processing thing and making phone calls and all that stuff, was starting the pain medication had worn off for me. And so my back's going nuts. It's starting to go nuts. My knee is already going nuts. And I grin and bear through it. I can say the past 24 hours while I was in there sucked. Time was slow. Doing nothing. I couldn't really focus to really read any books or anything like that. I just had to force myself to sort of do into like a meditative kind of state kind of thing, and just constantly bear with it. And so that's main reason why I'm fairly well fatigued right now. So.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, I'm a veteran too. I did 8 years total. I did 5 years active Navy, 3 years Army National Guard, and I'm actually living on Fort Hood with my wife, who's an active duty soldier right now.
Ah. So you're actually over there. Yeah, it's have they changed much on the base in the last several years, or is it just still same old from like 8 years ago?
We've had, to be honest, man, we've had a rough go being here. Like the leadership here is just a lot different from when I was in the military. I'm 10 years, my wife's senior, so yeah. It's like it's like an entirely different environment. The NCOs are really, all about them, and we've recently had a suicide here on base within my wife's command, and it's and suddenly everybody's concerned with how everybody else is feeling. It's like, well, where was the concern before that happened?
Well, it's interesting because when I actually was there, suicide was actually on the forefront of everybody's minds before I got out, because it was actually striking a lot of the soldiers that were coming back, because when I was getting in, many soldiers that have been in for 10 years were doing their third or fourth deployments. So that's quite surprising for me. Surprising news that actually went away and then came back as a big thing for, all of a sudden we're worried about it again.
Exactly. And the problem I see with the NCOs out here is, I mean, the in-doc process is a pain in the butt. I mean, my wife was reservist before she went active, and they just couldn't process her paperwork right. We didn't get paid for 3 months, and they're kind of pretty much just telling us to deal with it, And I was just like, we're having to rely on family, and it got ugly. But one of the questions I wanted to ask you too, pertaining to what you do, and I've been kind of watching you for a while. You've used drones, you've been harassed for quite a few different instances, different videos. Same with Mike, but what was it that really took you into doing this? Because I'm on the verge of doing it myself. I'm about to buy a rig and a setup and a GoPro and go out there and do it myself. Probably not at Patrick's rate, but pretty quick.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is I'll answer your question here in a moment. I want to advise you that you don't want to really push it too hard. Yeah, Patrick's going fast and hard, but the thing is, let's say you get arrested. You got charges pending against you. You go out a month later, go filming, get arrested again. Now you got 2 separate charges. It takes a lot of energy to deal with just one court case. And right now, I'm technically going to have a lot going on my plate.
Yeah.
Because I have...
What's your reaction?
I have 2 major cases that are going on. Remember, I still have the U.S. Marshals. And right. I still have... And now I have Springfield PD.
And watch
And Mike, just to let you know, you're sort of echoing in,
You know,
or it's
that's
getting
the
a
kind of stuff
feedback.
that cops do.
I'm hearing your speakers through the mic.
You know,
Again.
I just after seeing.
Okay, there we go. He's fixed that. But to answer your question, pretty much what got into it was, wait, is that Mike? Did you like screw up your mic because you're sounding really quiet?
No, I'm right here.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. Yeah,
I'm just not making any noise.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna force you to get headphones. But anyway, or get that set up. But anyway, what got me sort of going in that direction, I did initially do this, started in this direction and intended what I'm doing right now. I started when Scott Olson during the Occupy Wall Street stuff that took off in Oakland got shot at close range in the head with a tear gas canister, causing permanent brain damage. And,
Scott Olson.
Wow.
yeah, and he is a Navy veteran. He did a deployment with in the Navy, and he got nailed. And it wasn't necessarily just the fact that he got shot point blank by an officer. Well, pretty much, I mean, at close range, with a tear gas canister. It was also people responding to him getting flashbanged while trying to treat him. Trying to pull him out of the fray. Go ahead, Mike.
Those were actually street medics. Street medics are people that have medical training as a vocation.
That's crazy. I think I saw that video. I saw a video too where the same thing happened to Mike.
You can recognize them by a big red cross on their.
He was getting flashbanged in the middle.
Hold on, Thor. Mike, can you restate the last minute? Mike's actually talking. Unfortunately, he can't hear you. Well, you guys can't communicate directly because he's on the face talking to me through the Facebook voice thing, but he's speaking. I'll let you know when you can talk here in a minute, Thor. Okay.
No worries.
Okay, Mike, go ahead and say the last 60 seconds what you just said.
Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate that when Scott Olson was hit in the head at point blank range, he was like 5 or 6 paces away from the officers with a tear gas canister. It's like a 40-millimeter grenade minus the grenade, and it hits him in the head, and then a group of street medics and a couple people surrounded Olson and tried to pick him up and to carry him off. And street medics are people that volunteer their time to go to protest, and they act as a regular medic, and they try to render medical attention to the folks that need it, like if you're pepper sprayed or whatnot. And yeah, the thing Bunny Boots was saying is, yeah, right into the middle of that crowd of people that was trying to render medical aid to this guy that had this huge gash in his head, which was Scott Olson, the former Navy veteran that Bunny was talking about. They threw a flashbang grenade right into the middle of them. And I was very heavily involved in the whole Occupy Wall Street thing. And street medics were routinely targeted by law enforcement with attack by less lethal munitions. And I just wanted to give that bit of detail to what's going on.
Yeah. But, okay, Mike has finished talking. But the thing is that got me going in the direction, and I went in the direction of dealing with the political stuff first, and then when support and pretty much my personal finances wore out, I was forced, I was just like, well, if I can't continue trying to do accountability in this direction, I'm going to sort of shift it to doing this filming stuff, because at that point, I was watching Honor Your Oath and Tom Zebra do their things. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do some stuff, and God dang it, Kenny Suter, with his I don't answer questions things, was also sort of a big thing back when he was still doing stuff there. Unfortunately, his daughter's medical issues have prevented him from getting involved in any further kind of interactions and stuff, producing any further kind of videos. But yeah, it's just I sort of fell into it when the first filming was filming TSA from the other side of their lines at the Atlanta airport, and how they freaked out, and that went viral right there. And then I followed that up with another quite big one with Fort Hood, actually, where my second big filming was filming Fort Hood, and I think it's the Clear Creek Gate that you probably might be familiar with that one, Thor.
I am familiar.
Yeah, and it's I was standing on the high side of the highway there at the overpass, It's just like, I'm gonna film this, and then a couple years later, the Batosai goes and films actually, I think not too far away from where that was, and got hemmed up by the MPs.
I remember that one.
Yeah. But I don't know how they're handling it now. I would love to actually do a personal comeback and see how they handled it. But it looks like with a few other people that have showed up and filmed, they've calmed it down. So, but every now and then it's a good idea to give them a quick refresher. But how should I put it? Since your wife's in the military, you might want to take it easy on doing anything around your area, just because, especially if it involves military, because it can negatively impact your family. I will advise that much. It could be an unintended consequence that can hit you, since you are your family, you and your spouse there are military. Well, you're former military. She's active military and living on post.
Right, and that's why I've decided to take kind of a different tack than everybody. I'm
going to pee.
Kind of shot up a message to SAXDC, Prez, and Southside Slacker, and those guys. I actually want to do a documentary, and I want to get the California auditors, Tom Zebra, High Desert Community Watch, you guys. I want to get Mike up there, even Robert West, Son of Hightower. All these guys I've been watching for years. I don't see why we couldn't do a documentary. And me shooting a documentary wouldn't affect me in the same light that me standing in front of like the MPs would affect me getting arrested or even having that possibility. I would be doing it, majorly on a grander scale, reaching that big audience like you guys are doing, because I started off the same as you, Tom Zebra, Honor Your Oath, the Batosai, especially his early ones, and then News Now Houston's killing it, and so is Patrick.
Yeah. Well, how should I put it? News Now Houston, he's got drive. I have to say, he's probably one of the, best successes out of all of us right now, because I watched him start up after me, I watched him surpass me, and I watched him overtake Honor Your Oath in the whole subscriber and viewership counts with his work. And he's got like 3 or 4 cases. I don't know how he's able to handle all that. But he's got several ongoing cases going on, and he's still able to pump that out. Where for me, it might be just because I just don't have that much stamina because of my injuries, and that just drains the hell out of me all the time. Being able to pump out all that video work and also fight all those battles on different all those court battles on different fronts.
I don't know how he does it either. I know Patrick and Nomad are uploading content almost daily, so is James Freeman. And I'm like, you guys are beasts. Johnny 5-0 and James Freeman, we're tag teaming that judge. Everything I've seen coming out lately has been heavier hitting, quicker. California Guardian doing his thing. There's so many activists doing it now. It's hard to keep track of who's where, PNP News.
Yeah,
just all the guys.
For me, I haven't... I when I spot them, I subscribe to them, and just hope I have a chance to maybe view one of their videos if I have a chance in the future. But there's no way in hell I can keep up with everybody. It's impossible. There's just so much with all the work I have personally. I have to deal with. I just don't have the time. If you really wanted to keep track of every single activist that is active right now, it would become a full-time job, essentially. Which, in a way, I'm glad, because it shows that what has started with just a handful of people, with me sort of being one of those, but, pretty much the really big starter is, like, Tom Zebra, Honor Your Oath. If you really want to go back, you can go back with, Duop Kamau, or Sergeant Jackson there, who started back in like the early 80s or something like that. And then, Davey V or whatever, his father, I guess, was active in the 80s too, filming, from what he states. But yeah, those are really the founders and all that stuff that really got this going. It's just I sort of picked up on the coattails and sort of continued on with it, and I mean my work's inspired more, and I'm pretty sure if you get involved in 3 or 4 years, your work's going to inspire more people, kind of thing. It's just turning into this giant snowball of an avalanche going down the hill.
Well, and that's what I perceive is going to happen, because I mean there's just so much going out there, you know, right now as far as this content. I mean, I literally camp out all day, and I see some of the live streams. I see, you know, I'm a stay-at-home dad right now. I got 2 toddlers, so I'm able to do that. I'm in a position unlike other people. Plus, I'm going through the VA right now trying to get my disability rating. But you know, I'm kind of just camping out, and I'm able to be in a unique position and observe and kind of gather, you know, my own idea of how I'm gonna do my documentary, because all of you guys are awesome.
When did you get out of the military?
2011. I had pretty much went from 03 to 2011.
Oh, and you're now trying to deal with getting VA benefits?
See, I mean, nobody even told me, because I mean, I got out of the military I got out of active duty in 08, went directly to Arizona State, where I wrestled. I was a full-time, you know, student athlete. And then I was in the National Guard at that time too, and I mean, nobody told me like, hey.
That explains. Okay, because I was gonna say I got out in 2011 also. When I was getting out, they started the process where at that point, all veterans would automatically go through the medical checkups and have stuff marked to be added for VA disability and stuff like that, or get it have that kind of stuff be ready to be marked for you be able to make a claim and push for VA benefits. Yeah, I was about to say that because that's pretty much about the same time, and they just instituted that system. I was actually in part of the ramp up of that when I got out, so I was like, something didn't add up for a moment. But yeah, if you did that all that different stuff, then yeah, I could see why you were out of the loop on all that.
Well, when I got out of the Navy, I mean, I literally I was like midway through deployment, and I flew from Italy to New York and then Florida, and then I got out, and then I drove straight to Arizona. And you know, I mean, my medical out processing was a doctor looked me over, said you're fine, marked the box, and I didn't even get a chance to protest anything.
Yeah, that sounds about how it was back before I got out, because it was quite the problematic thing for veterans that got out of the service before 2010 there, and trying to get VA benefits for all kinds of stuff. Yeah, but I'm also noticing, yes, the chat. I'm not sure exactly on all the stuff, and here's the deal: I'm not even sure where the school thing comes into play either. But yes, the officer sat there and said something about filming kids and trespassing on a school or something like that. I'm not 100% on his wording, but I can say this much: that is probably a load of shit, whoever either called that or whatever that officer is saying. And it will be interesting how that plays out in the future, because as I stated, there's possibly going to be something that comes out along those lines in the near future. And
it's a contempt of cop charge, bro.
Yeah, pretty much it is a contempt of cop charge. Let's see. Oh, and I better accept these here real fast. Yep, there we go. Okay. I noticed I had some friends requests. But Mike, do you have anything for Thor, or you pretty much want to go ahead and end it since we've been at this for 90 minutes?
Well, I just wanted to react to something in the chat. Grim Reaper is saying it's sad that most cops approach and react to people and how they look rather than if they broke the law. And my response to that is that they don't exactly hire cops for their intuition. They hire cops for their ability to follow orders and, you know, how well can they shove somebody to the ground and get cuffs on them, you know. So, you know, it's a low IQ thing there, Mr. Reaper. No, I just want to, you know, sum up and react to your arrest. You know, I find these municipal cops just to be scum and low IQ egomaniacs. You know, I really meant it when I said that I would be more trusting of well-trained dogs that would wander around city buildings in Springfield and growl at people that look like that they're up to no good. I think that would be better policing than what I saw. Just a little bit I could see through your live stream, and you know, it's just par for the course. Welcome to you know, police accountability in Oregon, there, Mr. Boots. Now that you've you know, lost your cherry and got your first Oregon arrest, congratulations.
I guess I need. Let's see here. So that's 2 states down, another 48 to go.
Right on. Yeah, if you're not being arrested in the 21st century as an activist, you're not doing it right. You know, if you're not being if you're not on a watch list, if the Joint Terrorism Task Force isn't surveilling you, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. Well, how should I put it? You know, not necessarily. I mean, there's certain kinds of activism that doesn't actually play a need for the risk of arrest.
Not causing any kind of impact whatsoever if they've not taken notice of you. Like that's my own opinion as an experienced activist. That's just the truth.
Yeah, and for me for the final cut out. How should I put it? If they're not trying to, if your opposition's not trying to shut you down, then you're not doing something right as an activist.
Yeah, you know, we're just saying the same thing with different words. Yeah. But I'm just happy you're home, and after you wake up and have had a nap and some decent food, because that gruel that you described to me earlier is just, it doesn't sound appetizing. Me and Uncle Bob are thinking about coming down and visiting you, and I would like to walk the exact same path you walked and run a live stream and see what happens.
Yeah, sure. I can't necessarily go on to, I don't know, that facility, but I can stand back and watch the cops roll up and maybe try to arrest me again. I don't know.
Just describe your footpath that you went along, and I am seriously considering, I'm going to do a little research about the property first, but I'm considering walking the same path that you did and seeing how they react to me.
Yeah, and how should I put it? I'll definitely give you a nice. I'll draw you a nice little map exactly how it worked, where I said what and all that stuff, and how what was it? And
they'll get quite the opposite of a silent treatment for me.
Oh, I bet. And how should I put it? While I can't offer a floor or couch or anything like that for you guys to sleep on, I'll definitely be able to, like, maybe buy you a meal or something. So.
That sounds great, Bunny. Yeah, yeah. I'm just thinking about spending a couple hours down there. I you know, would drive out, do the audit, and then take off.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you guys for having, joining us tonight. I hope it was sort of worthwhile, even though it was somewhat of a shit show hacked together in a tired state for both me and Mike. As is, we are signing off for the night. We are tired. Tune in next Wednesday. We should have another show for you at 3 p.m. Pacific time frame. That will be, I think, what, 7 o'clock on the East Coast there. So you guys have a good night there. And hitting end stream. And stop.